What's up, you guys? It's Sarah. Happy Friday. I wanted to bring you guys along with me to work tonight. I'm about to work 7 to 7 on med-surg as a CNA. Let's go. So what you see me doing here is just simply disinfecting the surface that I'm going to be working on tonight. This cart was already in the room, so I sat with the patient beside her all night long and just tried to comfort her as best as I could. When people are going through withdrawals and detoxing, it's really hard to do anything for them based on how they're feeling, where they're at with their mood, different things that go into it. So anyone that's battling addiction or knows someone that is, my heart goes out to you, because it was a very helpless night. But we were able to give her a bath and get her taken care of and cleaned up. So all was well there. Everything was good for my handoff report. That's what you see me preparing here. And what was really neat was I got to see the helicopter land. Nobody got taken in or out. So I guess it was just coming to sit for a little while. I don't know what they do, but yeah, it was a really good night. Good morning. It is 7:33 and I just got off work. I got up to my unit last night and I found out that I was getting floated. So we have like a rotation for floating. So what that means is if another unit needs someone else to help them, just because they're short-staffed, that we float, but we take turns so that way someone's not always floating and that way it's fair. So I went down to one of the progressive units last night and sat with a patient who's withdrawing from, which I've never sat with a patient that's in withdrawal before. So I guess let me explain what sitting means. So when a patient meets certain criteria, whether it be mental status, pulling at lines, it could be a bunch of different things. Once they hit a certain threshold, they need a one-on-one sitter. So I'm editing the vlog that I made the other day, or I guess last week, and I realized how poorly I explained what being a sitter for someone is. So being a sitter essentially is when someone needs one-on-one care all night long, 24 hours around the clock. And that could be for their mentation. That could be because there are a lot of different things. But anyway, so I was sitting with this patient all night, and you have to document either hourly or every 15 minutes, depending on why you're sitting with a patient. So it's always a really interesting experience. I love to take the time to get to know the patient if they're of, sound mind and they're able to hold a conversation. If not, I try to really deep dive into their chart and understand while I have access to it, just to kind of learn a little bit more about them and how to better care for them while I'm sitting with them. So I was very delirious when I was trying to explain that. So that is what sitting is. So for this patient, she was in restraints and also needed a sitter. So I was with her all night, which I really like sitting, but anytime I sit, I try to take it as a learning experience and really dive into the patient's history, into their condition, into their medications, and just do research so that way I can, number one, better educate myself on the patient and what they have going on, but number two, I can also further educate myself within the field because I'm in school to be a nurse. So it's nice when you have exposure to these things to really take advantage of that time and educate yourself while you're caring for the patient. Yeah, so anyway, I left my lunchbox and I had to go back and get it in true Sarah fashion. I always leave something at work because I'm the girl that walks in with the 3 emotional support drinks, my jacket, my backpack, my lunchbox, whatever. But anyway, I sat one-on-one with the patient last night. I was able to give her a bed bath with the help of her nurse. She was an incredible nurse. I love whenever I get floated and have a really helpful nurse. Everyone that I've floated with has been awesome, but she was really, really great. So we were able to give her a bath. We were able to get her changed, ready for the day. So that was really nice. Just try to keep her as comfortable as possible. But usually on a typical night, things are a little bit different. I don't want to get into too much. But I will tell you while we're here why I got into healthcare. So about a year ago, literally a year ago next Saturday, my dad passed away from colorectal cancer. He had it for 2.5 years. I've got some information on my Instagram if you want to check out the highlights there. But basically this time last year, I was in the hospital with my dad on hospice, and now I'm in the hospital working. So it's a nice little tenfold or whatever. But caring for him was one of the most difficult but rewarding but beautiful things I've ever done. I don't know how to explain it, and people who have been through it and feel the same way completely understand, and if you don't, that's okay. But it really showed me what I wanted to do with my life and gave me some sense of purpose, which was nice. I've always been very empathetic by nature. I love to help people, and in my previous jobs, I've worked retail, customer service, I've waited tables, sales, anything customer facing. I enjoy it, but I never really felt fulfilled. I just felt like I was doing busy work, and I like to move. I'm somebody that is always on the go. So taking care of him, I don't know, something just clicked, and I have never been happier. I absolutely love this profession. I know that with any type of position in any type of field, there's going to be issues, there's going to be hiccups, there's going to be days where I'm questioning everything, but so far it's been amazing. So I've been a CNA since August of last year, and I work at a local hospital on the med-surg unit, like I mentioned, and I really love it. My unit is incredible. All of my coworkers are very, very helpful, very kind. Nobody really has any drama. Like, there's no drama, which is very refreshing. Everybody's just there to take care of the patients, joke around a little bit, and go home. So whenever I finish nursing school, yeah, by the way, I'm in nursing school. I'm getting my LPN. I should be finished within the next couple months. And by couple of months, I mean it's a year-long program, and I just started a couple of months. So I'll be done at the end of the year. I already have my bachelor's in communications with a minor in psychology. So I could have gone and gotten my ABSN or straight to my BSN, but I prefer the route that I'm taking. I've never really been much of a science or math girl. I'm not a STEM girl. I'm a very creative, artistic writer type of girl, very emotional, whatever you want to call me. So for me, being hands-on and being able to see the scenarios and see the math and see the medications and see the effects and things like that, it just makes the book work click a little bit better for me. So I'm going for my LPN, and I want to practice for like a year or two, make sure I've got all my prerequisites to get my BSN, and just see what option's best. If it means I've got to take a couple more prereqs and then I can have my BSN in a semester, great. If I need to take another year of school for my BSN, great, I'll do it. Whatever credits transfer, some things might need to be retaken, but that's my long-term plan. I'd love to really get into the more holistic side of things at some point too in the near future. I believe that there is room for both. Definitely think medicine has its place, and I also think that the root cause for a lot of these issues can, maybe not a lot, but a good majority, another word for a lot, can be prevented, and I would like to be in more preventative, like holistic, I don't know. In the long term, I would love to be like a holistic NP, and that's when I'm in my like 40s, 40s, 50s. Ugh, God. I'm almost 30, so I can't say in my 30s. I mean, I could, but I want at least 10 years under my belt of some sort of nursing before I consider going back and getting my NP. For me, I'd rather have more experience before I go into the book work than just go straight into the book work, because like I said, it doesn't make as much sense to me. So yeah, that's a little bit about me and what I'm doing, why I'm here. If I like it or not, I really do love it. It makes me so happy. Work does not feel like work. And shout out to CNAs, because we really are the backbone, and our environmental services and everyone else. Just shout out to the healthcare workers, because we make the world go round. We're a part of the groups that make the world go round. But if you guys have any questions, let me know. I will definitely do another one of these in the future. I never really know if I'm going to get floated until I get to work or not. But let me know in the comments if you have any questions. If you want to know anything else, I'm pretty much an open book. Feel free to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. My name is Ginge Nuggy. You can't miss it. I'm one and only. So yeah, follow me on there, and thanks for being here. I'm going to finish this nice drive home. Also, now that I'm thinking about it, I wanted to tell you guys about what one of the aides on the unit said. So I was wearing my mask and everything, and she came up to me and she was like, "You already knew what she was going to say." I already knew what she was going to say. She said, "You look so much like Lindsay Lohan." I said, "Yeah, pre-crack, pre-drugs. I get it all the time." I really think that people just think all redheads look alike. I also had a patient tell me that I have Natalie Portman eyes. Okay, I'm going to put a picture of Natalie Portman's eyes right here. I'm going to figure out how to do it so it's sitting right here. And I want you to look at... Nowhere close. So it's just interesting, but I always get Lindsay Lohan. But I honestly love the Lilo comment, because I'm a huge Lindsay Lohan fan. With or without the drugs, I don't care. Girl went through it. I feel you. I empathize. Like, her album that she put out, what was it called? Discovered? No, that's Ashley Simpson, Undiscovered. Anyway, I have the CD at the house. I'll show it to you whenever I get home, if I remember. But yeah, huge Lindsay Lohan fan. So it never bothers me. If anyone wants to tell me that I look like Lindsay Lohan, thank you. I appreciate it, because I her. Whatever. So I figured I would make this whole video about work-related things. I was talking about my skin yesterday, and if you guys have known me for a long time, you know that people used to say, "Hey, can I play Connect the Dots?" I will never forget 8th grade. You know who you are. We were in Seagull. Anyway, yeah, I wanted to tell you guys what I use. So there's some stuff that I don't use anymore that I was using when my acne was still really active. I also want to preface with, I got off birth control. I have been off birth control more than I've been on birth control, because birth control has always made my acne 20,000 times worse. So I just try to stay off of it. So I have everything that I used for my acne. I'll link it somewhere. I'll let you know. But I will link that, and that's what worked for me. So I use barefaced, a lot of barefaced products. Jordan Harper, highly recommend. There's a skin quiz on the website, and that's what I use to build off of mine. I've used a lot of the products that she sells. I've used a lot of the barefaced products. By a lot, I mean a handful. But I found what worked for me based off that skin quiz, and you can do a consult with one of their nurses or whatever. Sorry. But huge fan. Love it. So right now I use the Papaya Enzyme Cleanser. That's my first thing. Literally a dime size. This has lasted me a year. I don't know if it's supposed to last this long, but I literally buy my cleanser once a year. Sometimes I'll switch off with like Cetaphil or CeraVe, whatever. Just if I have something, just a really gentle, mild cleanser. But I used their brightening cleanser whenever I was using the Obagi for the acne. Anyway, I've used 2 different cleansers. I love them. Right now I'm using the toning pads 2. So this is my second step. First is, well, I guess third. I double cleanse at night or after work. Then I use this, and then I use the toning pads 2. I have used the toning pads 1 previously, and now I use these. I just ordered new ones. Love these. These will always stay in my rotation. And then I need to buy more, but I'm almost out. I just use Kiehl's. This is my favorite moisturizer. It's very lightweight. Also love First Aid Beauty, especially this time of year whenever my skin needs a lot more moisture. But I have been using this like twice a week. I swear it is one of the best things in the world. I love it. I also love the lip butter, whatever, but I really do love this. This is nice. Like I said, I do it about twice a week, but hold on. Like every 2 to 4 weeks, it just really depends. I just kind of feel my skin and kind of, I don't know, it's kind of random. I should probably have more of a schedule, but I'll use this. It's like a little exfoliant that I got from Barefaced Websites by Revision. But I'll use that, and I use that on my everything days. So when I'm like shaving, washing my hair, everything, whatever, I'll do that in the shower, and then I'll wash my face like normal. And instead of the toning pads, I will use the Barefaced Glow Peel pads. So I use these on the same days that I exfoliate. I just make it like a spa day. So that's really all I use. I tried to use I'll use this every now and then too, this face mask. Usually in the shower, whenever I'm like deep conditioning my hair, I'll do a face mask, do this, and then I'll shave while all of that stuff's sitting on there and brush my teeth, and then everything's done. But what was I saying before that? Oh no. Anyway, whatever. I'll use this Kiehl's eye cream too. So basically, if it's not Kiehl's, it's not Summer Fridays, and it's not from Barefaced, I'm not using it. But I really just, I know what I was going to say. I have a very simple skincare routine, but again, that's what works for me, and that's been a lot of trial and error over the years. Damn, I forgot what I was going to say again. Summer Friday. Now I remember. Simple skincare routine. That's what I was saying, and then I keep getting sidetracked. I tried to use the vitamin C, Barefaced vitamin C. I think I was using too much. I had like yellow residue around here, and my skin would also burn a little bit, so I definitely think I was using too much. I also used the retinol at one point. I just kind of stopped using that. I don't know why. I really want to try the Overachiever. I've heard great things about that product. My esthetician, I told her what products I use and like the frequency and stuff like that, and she was like, you're fine. Don't mess with anything. So I guess the products that I'm using all work together, which is kind of why I try to buy from the same thing. And usually if I did things like Proactive or any other like line, I guess, like step-by-step thing, it never worked because that's always a one-size-fits-all. Whereas stuff with Barefaced, you literally take a skin quiz tailored to your needs. And honestly, even if you don't use any of the products there, it's just a really nice starting point. It's free. This is not an ad. I just genuinely, this is not an ad, lol. But I genuinely really love these products, and it really has helped. So for everybody asking, that's what that is. Like I said, I will link everything. I will put a link to Barefaced. I'll share their Instagram, whatever. Everything will be tagged in all the places, and everything will be below. Yeah, so I'm gonna go downstairs and chill for a little bit, make some breakfast, and take a nap so that we can go back to work tonight. So I didn't really record a lot this night. I wasn't on my phone. I'm usually not on my phone a lot during work. I don't really have the time, and when I do have the time, I'm charting. So I'm just gathering some supplies to change out a catheter bag for a patient, and it was a really good night. We got a lot done, so. Good morning. It is 8:33, and it is Sunday, January 21st. I just got off work, and I was on my unit last night, and I wish I had recorded a little bit more, but it wasn't a busy night, but it was just a steady night. And anyone who works med-surg knows that a slow night is still a steady night, but a good night. I guess any unit probably. But I had one patient in particular who was just a total gem. She was this cute little meemaw, and I really love my job. It doesn't feel like work, so I just treat people the way I want to be treated at work. It's really that simple on top of our job description. Anyway, I had gone in there, throughout the night and helped her with a few different things. And at the end of my shift, I got called in there by her. She was like, "Hey, can you read me the breakfast menu? I don't have my glasses." So I went over the menu with her. And she told me the things that she could and couldn't eat, and called it in. And I was on hold for about 15 minutes. Which is no big deal. And whenever I was leaving, I went to just grab her hand and give her like a little hand squeeze, and she just held her arms out and was like, "Can I have a hug?" And I was like, "Yeah, Meemaw, you can." And so I gave her a hug, and she just looks up at me and she was like, "Thank you for being so kind to me all night." Jesus, this big truck just almost ran me over. She was like, "Thank you for being so nice to me all night. Like, you've been so kind, and I really appreciate it," and just all the things. And you could tell that she just, I don't know, I guess really appreciated everything, which feels really good. It was just really sweet. I don't know.